Read and Gone by Allison Brook, narrated by Mia Gaskin. First things first, was the author sponsored by Keurig? It gets mentioned enough. I found the first book, Death Overdue, light but enjoyable, and gave both the book and the narrator a 4 out of 5. This, on the other hand, is almost torture. You know how when a TV show changes the actor playing a character and then the character's personality changes as well? Well, that's what we've got here. New book, new character. Carrie is almost a completely different person from the previous book. In particular, she is stupid, petulant, and irascible, not helped by the narrator's pathetic, whiny voicing of the character. As another reviewer pointed out, she's also emotionally stupid. In short, she's just a difficult character to have any sympathy for. In fact, I didn't find the other characters likable in any way either. Anyway, Carrie Singleton is settling into her new life as a librarian in Clover Ridge. The previous book was set around Halloween. This one finds Carrie getting ready to celebrate Christmas with friends and her landlord-cum-boyfriend Dylan. Remember Jared from the previous book? Carrie doesn't. However, Carrie's life is upended when her estranged father, Jim, a career thief, breaks into her house seeking her help to recover his share of a $7 million gem heist he pulled off years ago with the local jeweler, Benton Parr. Is Benton a real name? I never know with American books. Anyway, I digress. Carrie reluctantly agrees to help, but soon her father is arrested for Benton's murder after he is found dead in his jewelry shop. Determined to prove her father's innocence, Carrie throws herself into investigating the crime, because of course she does. In the previous book, the police were made out to be incompetent. Is that the thing with the police in New England? Think about the sheriffs, Amos Tupper and Mort Metzger from Murder, She Wrote. If it hadn't been for Jess, nothing would have got solved in Cabot Cove. Harry soon puts together a long list of suspects, including those who want the missing gems for themselves. Along the way, Carrie discovers that Dylan is actually an insurance investigator searching for the stolen jewels. What an amazing coincidence. This insurance investigator happens to be dating the daughter of the man he's investigating. Wow! And obviously, this puts a spanner in the works of their relationship. Whoever would have predicted that? Do you think they'll make it up by the end? Spoiler alert, there seems to be no other men under 40 in Clover Ridge, so probably. But also, I don't know why the author felt the need to shoehorn in this romance into a spooky mystery and then add obstacles. This isn't a romance novel, it's supposed to be a cozy mystery. Give us less of the smooching and more of the sleuthing. How does Evelyn, the library's ghost, fit into all of this, you might ask? Good question, because to be honest, she could feature a lot more. In my review of the first book, I said she was used just enough to not be a gimmick. Here, she's a gimmick. The book has few redeeming qualities, and at times is just absurd. Carrie and her friend are in an Indian restaurant. Carrie starts crying and the waiter runs over. Why? Surely he'd leave them in peace. Isn't that what you'd want? And rather than say something like, man trouble, the friend says Carrie had eaten a particularly spicy piece of chicken. It was chicken tikka masala, one of the mildest dishes on an Indian restaurant's menu, and it's the second time this dish gets a mention. Clearly the author thinks that this mild Scottish invention is an authentic and spicy taste of India, and of course it's described as delicious, with the exclamation mark. The author seems not to know any synonyms to describe tasty food. As for the plot, I didn't like it. It's not at all original and it's poorly executed. And as I said in my review of the previous book, this goes off on meaningless tangents. Dying man, choir, tree decorating, Secret Santa, mice, the cat, that just take up time. It could easily be a few hours shorter. And unlike the previous book, the ghost is definitely a secondary character here. She barely appears. And as with the previous book, there are many strands in the story. Too many. Murders, jewels, father, library work, young romance, family problems, Carries and other characters. One of the strands is a love interest, although to be honest you'll be scratching your head wondering why he's interested in her. She has no redeeming qualities. None. She's dumb, complains a lot, cries a lot, and it's made all the worse by the narrator. In summary, this is a poorly written book, poorly narrated. Would I listen to another book by Allison Brook? No. Would I listen to another book in this series? Definitely not. Would I listen to another book narrated by Mia Gaskin? Also definitely not. All in all, I'd give the book a 1 out of 5 and the narrator a 1 out of 5 as well. How about you? Have you listened to this book? Have you listened to any others by Allison Brook? Are spooky mysteries your thing? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as I release a new review every week. Thanks for watching.